Have you ever wanted something so badly that you did everything in your power to make it happen, only to see it slip further out of reach? It feels like chasing a butterfly. The harder you run, the more it flies away. But when you sit still, it might just land on your shoulder. Today we'll explore this paradox, often called the law of reverse effort, and uncover why sometimes letting go is the key to getting what you want. Understanding the paradox. The harder we try to reach for certain things, the more they seem to evade us. This principle is deeply rooted in both spiritual philosophies and psychological science. At its core, it teaches us that excessive effort can backfire, creating resistance rather than results. The idea is simple yet profound. What you chase often runs away, whether it's a relationship, a career goal, or even personal happiness. This principle applies across the board. But why does this happen? Let's look into the reasons why. The energy of desperation. Let's start with the idea of energy. In the universe, everything operates on vibrations and frequencies. When you chase something with desperation or fear of losing it, the energy you emit is rooted in lack. It's as if you're saying, I don't have this, and I'm afraid I never will. That energy can push away what you desire because it creates resistance. Think of it like a magnet. When your energy is misaligned with your desire, instead of attracting, it creates a repelling force. The universe responds not to your words, but to the energy you project. Desperation often sends a message of scarcity rather than abundance. In psychology, there's a term called reactance. This happens when people or situations resist being forced or controlled. When you chase too hard, you create pressure, and pressure naturally invites resistance. It's why relationships can falter when one person becomes overly clingy, or why opportunities slip away when pursued with an air of desperation. Over-pursuit creates discomfort, both for others and for yourself. It shifts the dynamic from one of mutual attraction to one of imbalance. The role of the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind plays a huge role in this paradox. When you focus too hard on a goal, especially with anxiety or fear, your mind can interpret this as a signal that the goal is unattainable. This triggers stress responses, clouding your judgment and impairing your ability to take effective action. It's like trying to fall asleep. The more you think about needing to sleep, the harder it becomes. But when you relax and let go, sleep comes naturally. The same applies to life's pursuits. Nature's lesson, flow versus force. Nature offers a beautiful analogy for this concept, flow versus force. When you flow with the current, you move effortlessly. But when you try to force your way upstream, it's exhausting and counterproductive. In sports, this is called being in the zone. It's a state where effort feels effortless. This happens because the athlete isn't overthinking or forcing. They're simply present and allowing their training to take over. Attraction versus chasing. There's a key difference between attracting something and chasing it. Attraction happens when you focus on your own growth, radiating confidence and contentment. Chasing, on the other hand, often comes from a place of fear or inadequacy. When you focus inward, the things you desire are drawn to you because you're no longer emitting the energy of lack. Instead, you're radiating abundance and self-assurance. Here's an example. Take an entrepreneur, for instance, who spends weeks chasing a potential client, sending endless emails and follow-ups. Frustrated, they finally let go and move on. A week later, the client reaches out saying they admired their persistence but appreciated their patience even more. Or consider someone who spent years chasing relationships that didn't work out. When they finally decide to focus on their own happiness, they usually meet their future partner effortlessly. These stories highlight a universal truth. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting the process. How to shift from chasing to attracting. So how do you stop chasing and start attracting? Here are 4 practical steps. Step 1. Focus on the process, not the outcome. Instead of obsessing over the end goal, fall in love with the journey. If it's a career you're chasing, focus on improving your skills and building relationships. If it's love, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. The results will follow naturally. Step 2. Detach from the outcome. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. Trust that if something is meant for you, it will come in its own time. This mindset reduces anxiety and opens you to unexpected opportunities. Step 3. Practice gratitude and abundance. Shift your focus from what you lack to what you already have. Gratitude changes your energy and attracts more things to be grateful for. Step 4. Embrace patience and trust. Patience doesn't mean waiting passively. It means continuing to grow and improve while trusting that the right opportunities will align at the right time. The science of letting go. Neurologically, excessive focus on a goal activates the brain's stress centers. This reduces your ability to think creatively and adaptively. Letting go, on the other hand, reduces stress and enhances cognitive flexibility, allowing you to spot opportunities you might otherwise miss. Spiritual insights. Spiritual teachings also emphasize the power of surrender. The Taoist principle of Wu Wei translates to effortless action. It's about aligning with the natural flow of life rather than forcing your way against it. Rumi, the famous poet, said, "What you seek is seeking you." This reminds us that the universe works in mysterious ways, often delivering what we need when we least expect it. Final thoughts. The law of reverse effort is a universal reminder to trust the process. Life isn't a race or a competition. It's a dance. When you move with the rhythm instead of against it, everything aligns as it should. Remember, the things meant for you won't need to be forced. Let go of the chase, trust in the flow, and watch how the universe brings everything into place at the perfect time.